a reducto ray, Beastman!
Greetings, He fans! We're back to Eternia and taking a look today at the new Eternia Minis, which are a nice option for people who don't really have the budget or the space for the larger figures like the new Origins line that we've been taking a look at on the channel recently. This is a complete set of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they come sealed in this plastic right here. And the nice thing about it is you don't have to pull out the sharps, the X-Acto knives, or the scissors. If you've got a decent thumbnail, you should be able to just, there you go, get your thumbnail in there because it's a little cut along the edges there. You can just tear these open to reveal Castle Grayskull. Now these are supposedly blind box figures, and I am not a fan of blind box. I don't like the idea of dropping any money on something that I don't know what I'm going to get, especially if you want to get a complete set. And I'm not too fussy about collecting them all when it's a bigger figure, but if it's a minifigure, since it's cheaper and they take up less space, then yeah, it is nice to have a complete set. So that can get really tedious really quick, not knowing which one you're going to get. But it does appear, there does appear to be some sort of technique for getting a complete set. Tried this out with Scuba Pete. One of his buddies went to the store and tried this technique out, and he was able to get a complete set of 8 different figures. So hopefully this will work for you too. I was looking all over the packaging, which by the way is awesome. It's a little miniature Castle Grayskull. Really, really nice sculpt on here. So instead of just throwaway packaging, this is something you can actually display yourself, maybe on your desk or on a shelf somewhere. It's got really beautiful detailing in it for just basically being figure packaging. But I was looking all over for maybe something on the tag right here would reveal who you're getting, but the tags are all identical. The scan codes are all identical. Nothing giving away who's in these. I did notice on the bottom though, here's how you're going to figure out who you're getting. This part is the same on all of them, but down here, each one has a different number or letter on the bottom. So if you're at the store and you see a whole bunch of these and you don't want duplicates, make sure you get all different ones. And we're going to go through them right now and make note of who's who, so that if there's one in particular that you want, you can look for that particular number. So the first one we're going to look at, 0870 OBA, and contained in this one is the most powerful man in the universe. I've already opened this one up previously, but it opens up very easily on either side, actually, I think. Yeah, it opens up on either side because all of these are connectable. And now the next one can connect to that, and you can have a giant wall of Castle Grayskulls. And included inside is this little baggie that is taped. And you're going to have the power of Grayskull to get it open. That is some really strong tape. The irony is that I could have the power if I would just hold this magical sword aloft and recite the magic words. But the sword is in the bag, and I can't get it. So I'll just have to use brute force. Let's take a look what is in here. A little pamphlet, little paperwork. Oh, and some artwork of the figures that are available. Horde Zombie He-Man. That looks like a good one for the Slime Pit. And I know the new ones will come with Slime Pit packaging. Jitsu, Man-at-Arms, Ramman, Buzz-Off, He-Man, Skeletor, and Trapjaw. I'm surprised to see Jitsu among this lineup. This is a cool, maybe he's a chase figure, I don't know. But these are all very early releases from the original line. Maybe Jitsu was too, but I just feel like he was a later guy. So you get a pamphlet and an accessory. So even though these guys are minifigures, it's nice that they have something, one accessory at least. Take him out of the baggie, and there he is, the most powerful man in the universe. Quite a bit of articulation for a minifigure, actually. The legs are not going to move, but the arms actually move, and even though it looks like it's a ball joint, I believe it's just up and down, but that's really cool for a little minifigure. And the head moves around. If you thought the original, oh, the waist too. Look at that, he's got a waist twist. So you can actually get quite a bit of nice posing with these minifigures. It doesn't have to just be a stationary, non-posable PVC figure. And he's pretty bendy too, so if you've got really little tykes who break everything they touch, this one might be pretty safe. I'm applying quite a bit of pressure here, and he's not breaking. So the origins, even the origins are really good for breakage. The limbs just pop off instead of breaking. But this is even safer bet. And I don't know what the it says 4+, but I think this is going to be more of a cool little thing to display on your computer desk. And he's got the power sword, which is made of a really beautiful plastic. It's not just gray, it's got that metal silver fleck mixed into it. It's not painted, and it's nicer than the original He-Man plastics too. It's a little more rigid, not quite as floppy, but you can do a little bit of chopping action there. And the great thing about the little castles is you can just have the castle behind him as an extra little display piece. I did notice there's little pegs on the top here and peg holes on the feet. So I guess you could pop him on the castle too. Options are cool, especially for little tiny guys like this that seemingly don't have a lot of options, but he's on there perfectly sturdy, and you can put him on either peg there, or you can have him balancing on there too. But that looks really cool on the flat part of the castle, just having him up there too instead of in front. Saves you even more space, and it's a really nice display piece. So that's He-Man. Again, that's his number right there, and I'll put it in the show notes, the video notes down there too. Next up is, I feel like I'm calling bingo numbers here. 1, 3, 6, 0, O, B, G. Those zeros and O's, you can get them mixed up, but inside here, do you hear it? I hear buzzing. It's Buzz Off. It is the honey of a master of the universe. And these baggies are really tough. And Buzz Off, same as He-Man, has head articulation. He's got the cool, that's a cool throwback for old school fans. He's got little claw chompers, waist twist, and he's got wings, clear wings, just like the original Buzz Off. I immediately tried to move the individual wings, but it's actually all one piece. So his B-wings can't come out individually on either side of him like the original Buzz Off. It's just one piece, not meant to move. And I don't know if it's removable. I'm giving it a bit of a pull here, and it's not coming out, so I don't want to tear it. And he does include an accessory too. I would have expected, since he has wings, that would have been considered an accessory. And so they could just say, look, his accessory is his wings. But he's got Buzz Off's axe, which you can slide into his claw. Man, these are adorable. Now, to show off the... he stands pretty good too, even with the back heavy wings. Now to show off how the castles connect, you just pop open one of the castles, and you can connect them together very easily. So I guess that gives you back, back, face, face, back, back. Or I wonder if you could go this way too. Nope. So yeah, that's how you're gonna have to connect them, and they show that off on here too. How you can connect all the castles. Take Buzz off and stick him on top of there. Take your He-Man. Pop him right there. I don't really... I'm not really sold on the connecting castles gimmick. But, hey, I'd rather have, you know, a gimmick thrown in there that I don't use than one I wish was in there and is not in there. Next one is 0870OBC. And guess who's in here? It is Duncan. Good old man-at-arms.
In today's story, it wasn't He-Man's muscle.
I'm so glad that whenever any of these new lines come out, Duncan is always included. He is just as integral a character as He-Man and Skeletor. He's He-Man's confidant and, you know, kind of a mentor, kind of a guardian. And that is a nice little figure too. I love all the little details I remember from the original figure being very faithfully recreated, but squashed down. And like I said, I'm not usually a big fan of the super deformed stuff, but if I love the source material enough, and they are true to the source material enough, then I think it's adorable. It's interesting. I haven't gotten any villains yet. Next up is Zero. It's interesting. I haven't gotten any villains yet. Maybe there's one in here. Next up is 0870OBD. And we've got, there we go, our first villain. It is the dastardly Trapjaw. A favorite of so many in the 80s. And that jaw doesn't work, unfortunately. Not at this scale. But the loops on the belt have been brought back. Great coloration. Love that bright, bright green on Trapjaw. All the little details. He's got an extra joint that the original figure didn't have. A little more 2000X than vintage here, but little posts on there. A little tiny loop. I guess you could stick a needle through there. Give him his little loop on there, but good old Trapjaw. And he does come with one arm attachment. It's this little claw deal, which will it actually? Yeah, it will. You can actually fit it. It doesn't hang properly. It's much too long, but it's there if you want it. And I guess you could hold it too. I don't know. Maybe they'll do an expansion pack with the laser and maybe a fly swatter, but you can just insert that. That is a really long arm. I think they could have cut it off right there. It's super deformed, but maybe this guy is super duper deformed, and the long arm kind of makes him front heavy, but you can just put it down and now he's kind of a tripod, and that makes him a little more sturdy. That's Trapjaw. We've got 4 more to go, and this one is 0870OBB. And inside here is...
You blundering fool!
Skeletor! I was wondering when we'd see old Boneface. And his Havoc staff is in here. It's a... Oh, I was going to say it's a little crooked, but it's on a It's on a joint here, so you can move it around. That's interesting. Actually a separate piece in there. There's his havoc staff with quite a bit of detail for how small it is. And there is the leader of the evil forces of Skeletor.
Silence, you fuddy fool!
Same articulation as the others. I'm wondering how they're going to do this. Oh yeah. Okay, so the havoc staff just fits right through the hole on his fist. That probably can be used to steady him as well. Maybe. I've gotten lucky with these so far. They all stand. This one sort of wants to fall back. I was hoping that the staff would help balance him, but it's not going to if he's back heavy. Fits in either hand. Maybe. Yeah, I think this isn't very heavy, but the weight of it in front of him helps him stand a little bit. And that's not a biggie. You can just get a hair dryer. And I think it's this foot that needs to be straightened out a bit. Just blow dry hot air on there, bend it, and then run cold water or put him in ice water to make sure he doesn't fall over. But that is Skeletor with all of the details of the original one recreated. It's not very floppy, the harness. Not as floppy as the original one. And some head articulation there. And 3 to go. This one is 0870OBE. And that one is Ramman. One of my old favorites. He is just raring to escape here. And he comes with his axe. He is quite a bit heftier, it feels like, than the other figures. So again, it's impressive that a heftier guy still includes an accessory. His axe, which you can just put in his hand like that. And I like the forward hunched position. He looks like he's ready to ram away. And he's pretty sturdy too. I'm impressed with how sturdily these... Sturdily, is that a word? These stand.
You meatheads!
Skeletor's not going to be able to stand, but Ramman's doing pretty good. And a look at some of the detailing here. The skull. They still have the skull on the belt. It's nice when original details still survive and there isn't some sort of a focus group that goes, we can't have that type of imagery on a children's toy. Really big, hefty upper armor part. The head moves quite a bit, actually, despite being a bit hindered by the armor. And it almost feels like it looks up and down, too. I don't think any of the other heads have up-down movement, but I don't know if it's just because the head is partially coming off or what, but he's got a little bit more range than some of the other ones. And the second last one is 0870OBG. And inside here is another buzz-off. Huh. That's interesting. So we've got a duplicate here. Buzz-off. Same one as before. So I don't know if that was a mistake, if he's not supposed to be in that number, or if that's his correct number. And the first one I opened up was an incorrect one, but that leaves us with one more to go here. And open it up. And the number on this one is 0870OBF. And the last one, who are we missing here? Just to build up the anticipation. We don't have Jitsu or the Horde Zombie He-Man, so it's got to be one of those if this number technique works. It's Jitsu. So that's Jitsu's number, supposedly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that Horde zombie He-Man is the chase figure, and he'll be a little harder to get. But we've got Jitsu in here with the giant hand. No gold coloration on here, just yellow, but it's nice paint job on him. And I just realized something. They can do the exact same thing that they did with the original figures. Now that they've done these mini figures, and let's just give Jitsu his sword. Did the original Jitsu have a sword? I'm not remembering. But I'm just thinking, now they can do a King Randor, and they can reuse parts just like they used to do in the old days. So that's a King Randor figure right there, potentially. So that's the new Eternia Minis collection. And if you're curious just how big or small these guys are, here is a size comparison with the new Origins He-Man, who just seems like a giant compared to his new Eternia Minis version. And as I've already covered in the Origins review, the original He-Man is the same size as Origins He-Man, so he's pint-sized. He doesn't even come up to their waist. Quite a bit smaller. Not a bad bunch of looking minifigures once you get them all together. Nice coloration, nice sculpting on them. They're just adorable. Sometimes super deformed figures can look really weird, but just like with the Origins line, I feel like Mattel is capturing the fun of Masters of the Universe. They're not going overboard with the creepiness and the darkness and the groundedness, but they're getting the fun of it. Hope you enjoyed this review, and hope these numbers help if you plan on collecting some of these guys and trying not to get duplicates. Thanks to the Patreon tribe for the most powerful support in the universe. Thank you so much for all your support, good brothers and sisters. And to join the tribe, hit subscribe. Heard mistake.
Yes, you all.